Hi everyone. Even though it's 70 degrees out, it is the holiday season in Florida. I've been out in the yard cutting some greens back from my different shrubs and my holly tree. And I went to Home Depot and got these free scraps from the bottoms of Christmas trees. So I have a nice assortment of greens here. And I'd like to show you how to put together some arrangements for a hostess gift or for your own table for Thanksgiving. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm back and we're going to make this little arrangement. Actually, it's going to be for a friend of mine. But I got these little, they're almost like little loaf pans, I think at Michael's. And so as far as what supplies do you need, we have Oasis. This is Oasis. And I've cut it to fit this. And I've gone a little bit higher than the edge of this little container, just so I can angle some of the greens down to cover up this tape. Now you don't have to use this. This is waterproof tape. You don't have to use this if you cut the Oasis like really tight and you really have to stuff it in there. It will stay. But I just like extra assurance that it's going to stay, solid in there. So supplies, you need the Oasis. You need some sort of a container. I'm also going to be doing this later. It's a little cup, which is more for Christmas. But you can use just about anything. It has to be watertight, so that because the water, these are fresh greens, so they do need water. It's just like a fresh flower, so you have to have access to water. All right, so I was telling you, these are just from my own yard. They're Indian hawthorn, but they're nice because they have these little rosettes. And I got some, I think it's balsam or Fraser fir. And then these are also some greens I got from the floral supply. And then I have a holly, so I cut some small tips of that. All right, so I'm going to pull these out a little bit. So I want to start with a layer of the balsam fir. This is so nice because it smells so good. So basically, I'm going to just strip the bottom of the stem. I have a bucket here, so I can put those in. And then I'm going to put this in at a little angle, just like that. And I cut a bunch of them ahead of time. And this one has a little branch down here, so I'm going to take that off. And then again, just strip this off. And stick it in. We're going to have it come out about this far, and then on the sides it's going to be a little narrower. So this could go kind of in the center of a small table when you have Thanksgiving, but it smells so good. All right, so this one's kind of a long piece. So I'm not going to put that on the side, I'm going to put it on the end. So again, I'm going to strip down the needles so this goes in. Okay, we're going to keep going around. Here's a small piece. I'm going to put that on this side. Another small piece. Now I have a nice longer piece, so I'm going to put that one over here. You always need more than you think. So it's great if you can cut it ahead, just at least get the tips and just get it cut ahead. Then you don't have to keep stopping and cutting pieces or going out in the yard, or you have all your supplies ready. Okay. And there's actually an up and a down, so you can see the lighter color on the bottom, plus the needles kind of cup. So you want to have that facing down. Then they look uniform. Need a few more pieces here. Here's a little one. I'm just going to grab a few pieces. This is what I told you not to do. because I'm filming this and I don't want to move out of the frame here, I would normally turn this around. And in fact, if you have a, like the little, what do you call them? Lazy Susans. Those are great to do these on, because then you can just turn it around and then see, see if it's even on all sides. Okay, so we have kind of our first layer here. Now the next layer is some sort of cypress that I got at the floral supply, and it's nice because it's kind of dense the way the foliage is, and it can kind of go over. Oh, my assistant here has just gotten me a Lazy Susan. Yay! Okay, so we can put this right here, and then we can flip it around. And now that I'm flipping around, I see that we're a little too heavy over here. So we're gonna make that up. Okay, so this is really pretty because it drapes over the side. And you wanna have enough stem to go in and then to go all the way in. You don't wanna go in and like push something in and take it out and push it in, because it just ruins the oasis, and then nothing will stay in there because the holes have gotten too big. So I'm just going to try to go in between these areas where I've got holes, because it's never perfect. So you have to kind of fix it with your different types of plants. Okay, you can see how that's starting to kind of fill in. And now one thing is, you can see that the ends of all these are the actual ends of the plants. When you cut them off, they don't look good. And you can see this is the nice end here. So you don't want to cut pieces. Oh, here, I found a piece. Looking for one of these. Okay, but you don't want to cut pieces off, because then it doesn't look natural. All right, so we're going around with this cypress looking plant. I got this bundle of greens from the floral supply, and they're all Florida plants. And there's some pine, there were different types of cypress, and there's another one I'm going to show you in a minute, which is really pretty. It has yellow foliage, or has yellow little buds on it. Okay, you can see how we're kind of filling in here. Okay, so we're going to go around a little bit more. That's why it's nice to plant in your yard, to plant a few things such as hollies or juniper, because they're so nice to cut when it comes to Christmas time. And I've always gotten my greens from Oregon, but by the time they cut them up there, they ship them down here, they hit the heat, they don't last very long. Usually I have a few clients that like to have fresh greens, and I to put outside. And depending on the weather, because you know how it can be, we can get some really warm weather in the wintertime, like just before Christmas, it can go up in the 80s, and these fresh greens just don't like that. So they can't, if you're going to put anything outside, it has to be in a shaded area. You can't put it in the sun. And also there's a product that you can get on Amazon called wilt proof, which is a big word here, anti-desiccant. It keeps, it's almost like a wax or something similar to a wax that goes on top of the foliage, and it actually holds the water into the foliage. So I always spray everything that's going to be going outside with that, and it gives me another week or two of lasting. Okay, another piece right here. Okay, so we kind of have this mixture going around here. Hopefully it looks good from above. Now, what do I have? I have this kind of pretty green cypressy plant. I'm not really sure the name. And then I have some holly, and then I have some of this plant. I think I'm going to save these for up here. So, oh, I have also a little pine. So I'm going to put a little bit of this in because it has a different texture in it. Yeah, that looks nice. It smells good too. This is putting me in the Christmas spirit. So we're just going to put a little bit of the pine. I'm not actually sure how long that's going to last. Like if these can last, you know, 3 weeks if you keep them watered. It's just like a regular, you know, cut flowers. You have to keep them watered. Okay. Keep kind of going in between the layers, so it kind of covers everything up. So we have that little bit of pine. Maybe I'll put a couple little pieces over here. I used to own a nursery, so we used to make hundreds of these every Christmas season, and I was pretty fast at them. I'm not feeling very fast right now. This is the first one I've done for a little bit, but I thought it would be fun, and I wanted to give a gift to a friend of mine. Okay, so now we have the balsam fir, we have some of the cypress, we have some of the white pine. I'm sorry, it's not white pine, but it is a pine, a Florida pine. All right, now I want to put some of these in. I don't want to do... These are shorter, so it's nice because you've got these longer layers, and now we'll be able to do a few shorter layers in here. Ah, that looks nice. You know, I start off all nice and organized and then end up everything in a big pile. Okay, here, just to kind of even out, sometimes, you know, you do one on this side, do one on this side. And the smaller pieces, the better. If you start doing... The biggest mistake I see, because we used to have little workshops for people to come in, and they would put really, like, they'd put pieces like this and stick it in. It's too big. So you have to keep pieces. It's better to do more pieces and have them be a little bit smaller. Oh, this looks really nice. Put one more piece of this. Okay, I'm going to flip this around and see. Oops. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, so for the top, ooh, that's got some berries on it. I'm going to cut some of these. This is Indian hawthorn. It's a, don't believe it's a native, but it's a super hardy plant that you see in a lot of the centers between roads, where the mediums, and it's a very tough plant. The reason I don't like it as it's not in one of my top 50 plants is just the green is a little dull for me, but otherwise it's a good and hardy plant. All right, so now I'm going to put a few more of these in. So giving this as a gift is, if this is what you're going to make it for, people just love arrangements. And you know, when you go into the grocery store to get an arrangement, or they always have, I don't know, fake stuff. But if you just do like natural plants that are out in your yard, and maybe, you know, gather a few things over at the Christmas tree where they're selling Christmas trees, because they just as soon get rid of that stuff. It was funny, I was walking out with a big bundle of it, and some man said, "Where did you get that?" And I said, "Oh, you know, over there." And he goes, "Did they charge you?" And I said, "No." So it's going to be popular. Okay, so those kind of like filled in, but I don't like them just by themselves. So we're going to add some variety in here, and I have a few more of the balsam fir. So we're just going to kind of fill in the holes. And this is where you want to have nice little short pieces. And I've got some pretty holly. I have to be careful of these because they will bite. I'm actually not sure which variety this is. It was here when I moved in. when you get, when we're going to be putting some decorations on this, and when you get to that point, it's always good to put everything in threes. When you put things in like a two of this, or it just kind of sticks out, but a three gives it a balance. It's kind of just like landscaping. You know, we like to plant in threes. Okay, now I like to put a few more things in here. So when you get to this point, you just want to make sure that the oasis is covered up. You can't see through it. But keep in mind that we're going to put some little things that I put together here just to decorate it for Thanksgiving. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Got a lot of variety. Oop, one spot. Just when you think you're done. Okay, so now we have this nice shape. Can you believe it was in that tiny little loaf pan? Okay, I'm gonna clean this up here. Now I put together some picks, and this is a pick here. They're handy little things. We're just using small ones because it is a very small container, but it's a little stick with a pointed end, and then it has wire so you can wrap it around whatever you're trying to pick. And this is for the artificial things because you don't want to do that with the fresh stuff. The fresh stuff needs to go into the oasis that is wet. So I put together a few orange for Thanksgiving. These could actually be pulled out after Thanksgiving and you could replace them with red ones. And I had a few leaves. These are artificial silk leaves. And I got these today, just some wheat, and just mixed things, a few more bows. And let me just show you how to put those together. So you just cut a piece of ribbon about, what is this, about 3 inches, and just put it together in a loop. And then you take the pick and you just press it against the loop, and then you just wrap it around. And there you have it. You have a little loop, and it just gives a little bit of color. So I'm going to start with the leaves because now we don't want to stick these out like this. We want to kind of incorporate them kind of in the same plane as the greens. So they just kind of hiding, they look like fall, or fall up north, I guess. And so I have 3 of them. Remember I said it's good to stay with 3s. Sometimes when you start to poke things in, you know, you run into other stems. But you can see we just kind of tuck them in here. And I got these, I got a branch of these a couple of years ago. I just keep collecting things, and then when I want to do something, I have them in a big box. So that gives you just a little bit of color here, which I think looks nice. Not sure about the jury's out on these. I'm going to do something else first and see if I like those. I don't think they go so well. I don't think they go so well with this ribbon. So I think we'll wait on those. Okay, but I do have some gold berries, and oh no, okay, that one fell off. Again, we're gonna kind of stick them in 3s, just kind of like going around, not the same place as the leaves, but this one fell off the pick, so I'm just gonna rewrap it. And again, this was a big bunch of berries, and then I just cut it up so I could put it into small pieces. Okay. All right, so let's see. I want to try these because I think they're kind of cool and they're, you know, fall looking. Seriously, you could go into one of our beautiful parks and just gather some of these seed heads from really the native weeds that we have, rather than buying them. Okay, again, you know, we don't want them sticking out too much, but those look nice. I like those. so glad I have this Lazy Susan. So much easier. Okay. All right, I think that looks nice. Now I have, these don't need picks because they're on kind of a stiff stem. No idea what they are, but some sort of a little, almost like a little lantern. And we'll put these in. I like these natural looking ones. And they have a little bit of orangey look to them, which is nice for Thanksgiving. These arrangements are, you know, they're really pretty easy to do. And even if it's not perfect, it still looks good. And still, if you come, you know, to someone's house with this as a hostess gift, they'll love it. They'll put it on the table right away. Oh, these, I had this ribbon. I thought it was pretty. It's a little natural ribbon. And you kind of push these down to open them up. Okay, I'm not liking this ribbon now. Changed my mind. Women's prerogative. Okay, and I'm just going to put, I really like these natural seed heads. They're really pretty. These are not so big and heavy, so I'm going to put them on the top. You know, when you're finished, you can kind of, you know, tweak things around and, you know, reposition them a little bit. That one just bent over. That's why the picks are nice. Let's quickly make a pick. But this is such a great gift that you can give. And really, if you know you're tight on money, this doesn't cost you very much. And you can get a lot of the stuff you can gather around, you know, the parks, and you can find. You can always get the greens where they have Christmas trees, and you may be able to find different things that they have. But also just going around, and you know, we have a lot of evergreens in Florida. So you can find a lot of things. There's a blue juniper that I think is Blue Point juniper that is beautiful. Okay, what do you think? I don't like this, and I don't like this. So I think we won't put those in. Now I did make a bow, and I thought it was going to be too big, and maybe it is too big, but I think no, I think it's actually quite pretty. So I'm going to wire that. So I am going to make a video later on how to make bows, because it takes a little bit of time, and especially for Christmas, you can make your own. You can get all your own ribbon. They had like all the Christmas ribbon at Michael's was half price now. So you can get Christmas ribbon. You can make a beautiful bow that looks so much better than anything you would buy pre-made. And yeah, this is kind of cute. I'm going to stick this in here. And there you go. Possibly a smaller bow would be good, but there was no orange ribbon in a smaller size. But there you go. And you know, hopefully you can see this, and it's a beautiful arrangement for Thanksgiving. So try it. You know, it doesn't. You know, you can always pull things out and start over again, but it's a lot of fun, and people love them for the holidays. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope you do this project. Okay,